Alright, good morning. It's Annie with Manor Farms Homestead. We're out here in the raised bed garden, which desperately needs some attention. The last couple of months have been super busy and this garden really has kind of fallen to the wayside. So we're out here doing a fall garden cleanup. We're going to harvest all of the potatoes in these beds that got hit by the frost. So the green tops have died back, but there's potatoes under the ground that will be fine. You can see some poking out on top that are kind of green from sun exposure. So we're going to get all of these out, all of these beds that just have remnant dead plants in them. We'll get those cleaned up, leveled out, and ready for new plantings. All of our buckets through here have turmeric and ginger that obviously got hit by the frost, so we're going to go ahead and get all of that harvested. We've got a big batch of cilantro over here. I've harvested it once. I need to come back through and grab some more of it. The cilantro I try to blend up in the blender and then freeze so that I can add it to salsa during the summertime, because cilantro does not grow well in the heat. It's a cool weather herb, but you do want it during the summertime whenever you've got tomatoes, onions, garlic, and you're making salsa. So we're going to get all that collected as well. We've got some peas, winter peas in here, little kale. But overall, most of this garden just needs to be cleaned out and harvested out. This bed had some potatoes in it, so we're going to go through, get all those out. This side of this bed I just kind of composted down with a lot of the dead or the green tops from beans and stuff like that. So anything that we're cleaning out that's dead, like these tops off of these potatoes that got hit by the frost, we'll pile it over here in this area. Got some carrots here. These probably need another 2 or 3 weeks until they're ready to harvest. I do have some carrots mixed in with my cilantro that we'll try to find those and get those pulled out, because those are probably ready for harvesting. Some green onions over here. These are Egyptian walking onions. That looks like a little bit of cabbage in through there that's kind of gotten eat up by pests. A lot of radishes in here that need to come out. So overall, just a real cleanup out here on these gardens to prepare them for some type of winter gardening. We know we need to get some garlic in here, and got some strawberries that need to be separated and put into other beds. So a lot of work to go on out here. So I've got my main squeeze helper over here. I did want to comment on these sweet potato beds. If you watched the sweet potato harvest video, a lot of my sweet potatoes got eat up by grubs. I did come through here and treat these beds with a commercial grub killer. Most of the natural remedies that I found could take up to 2 years to work, and I want to use these beds before 2 years, so I did go through with a commercial grub killer and collected a huge number of dead grubs that had come to the surface on these beds this morning. Between these beds and all of the beds through here, particularly my onion beds in the background, I collected about a gallon of dead grubs off of these beds. So yeah, definitely a lot of infestation with beds. Some of these I treated through here and I really didn't see a lot of grubs, so that was promising. We have not addressed the loofahs. I don't know that I'll plant them again, just because between all of the vegetables I really don't have time to deal with these. So it was a learning experience this year. Anyway, we're going to get started out here, probably digging up potatoes first, and then kind of go from there on just cleaning out these beds with dead vegetation. Alright, so we got Nate digging out potatoes. I'll go join him.
Probably have the wrong kind of gloves on for this.
Yeah, I like my little latex gloves. Not
So you can
latex,
still
but
feel.
vinyl gloves. So all of these, ideally you pull out your potatoes before the frost hits them, but just didn't work out this way this year. The cilantro, just leave it. Super busy months. Good sized potatoes, especially for fall in Alabama. It's hard to grow good potatoes in the fall just because we have so much heat. They have to be planted in early August to make potatoes before your first frost. It might have been one of the ones that was...
Look at these radishes.
Those are radishes. They're probably too big to eat.
You think? No.
No, some of them are good. If they feel hollow, like this one's hollow, that one's not any good. The rabbits would eat that. So yeah, we do need to clean out our radishes.
So I'm taking all these out. Seriously, rabbits will eat that?
Well, if it's
It feels fine for us.
big. So the ones that are good, put in one pile. If they feel hollow, then
I'll let you be the determination on that.
keep them separate from the potatoes. Just put a pile of good radishes over there. I need my little, well, I lost that one. I dug it up. Need my little spade to dig through here. Where did I leave that?
Ew.
These are actually really good looking potatoes. These are Kennebec potatoes. Very decent sized potatoes for fall. Often with the heat, they just don't make good this time of year. Spring potatoes tend to do better in this area. I'm gonna go find my little
I think it's
spade.
out there where the chickens are at.
I had a little handheld one.
I honestly don't feel anymore.
So this is a lot of lettuce that we need to utilize.
I went down as far as you could go. I got a couple more out. Some good dirt.
Yeah, excellent dirt. So this dirt, these were some of the original beds that we made. And we've grown out of them pretty much every season. We just kind of come in here and refresh it after each planting. Add in some organic fertilizer to boost the soil. Bring in some rabbit manure. Little chicken manure in the spring we did. So it's awesome dirt. There's a little one that needs to come out. It'll sprout in the spring. So if you plant potatoes twice a year, you will be able to just keep your own potatoes going without having to buy new seed potatoes every season. Just store them in a cool, dry area. And you'll have them starting to make eyes by the time you need to plant for the next season.
There's a big rock.
Some of the rotted ones are probably going to be associated with the original. That's a bean plant. So that just puts nitrogen back into the soil. Just leave it in there to compost down. All right.
I didn't feel anymore.
I don't know if anything grew over
I
in
already grabbed on this corner. I didn't check.
I got one here.
Here, I got a bit.
I do too. This is just volunteer cilantro where I mulched in here. I'll just take these beans and kind of just work them into the dirt and let them break down. That's good source of nitrogen for the soil.
This one next.
So that's not going to have any potatoes.
Oh, but it's got
That just
rotted
needs to be,
peppers that need to go.
it just needs to be cleaned out. So yes, we need to do that one. So all these just need to be composted. And pull out a bunch of radish tops.
Yeah, the radishes.
So actually what we can do, make sure we get these loofah gourds out of here because they'll be full of seeds. And I don't want loofahs coming up everywhere in the spring. We'll separate them out into a big pile. The actual plants, what we'll probably do is just top this whole area back off with all of this to just compost down. Because I don't foresee me doing anything this winter with this. That was an old cantaloupe.
So leave it in here?
Yeah, just leave it in there to break down. So all of this stuff minus pulling these loofahs off, I'm just gonna throw on top of there as a, we need to smooth the dirt out.
Carson, come. Carson, come here. What are you doing over there, dude? Yeah, I need your stuff out
There's
of
my little handheld. No, that's a little rake.
What are you doing? They don't need any help.
Some of these loofahs are disintegrated beyond the point of using them as sponges. Kind of rotted. So we may have to pull out gourds if we compost these. But gourd plants are pretty distinct, so if you start seeing them pop up, you can usually get them out pretty easy.
Much better. It's pretty low on dirt in this one.
Well, we're gonna put all this compost on the top of it, so in the spring when we use it again, it ought to be reasonable.
Alright, that's a little bit better.
Just take all this, top it off with all this stuff. Let it compost down. Put some organic matter back in there. The loofah gourds tend to run everywhere.
There's potatoes. What are you doing with these gourds that are in here?
All the gourds need to just be stacked up. In a pile. And see what we do with them. If they're really like rotten down, you can just throw them in for compost.
You want me to rip all this off?
Yep. All of that stuff. And I guess use this bed. We're going to smooth it out. We'll put all of the plant matter stuff on top of it.
Thought you said if they're dead to put them in.
Oh, they're okay. As long as they're not like mushy rotten.
See how it broke where it fell? Snapped it. Too heavy.
Oh, that can fit back in there.
No, it's bent right there. It can't.
Yeah, you
I
can
mean,
bend
I got
it
it
back.
back in.
Right
This stuff
here,
was,
too.
yeah, it was too
It's
heavy.
just,
It was too heavy for it.
it just needs to be bent back. Reset. Yeah, the loofah gourds get super heavy.
It was cool looking when it was all like bright green.
Mm-hmm. So loofah gourds are used for making dish sponges. Probably need some shears, some pruning shears to get all this off.
Yep.
Now, a lot of times I would actually plant these beds with winter stuff, but this year we're just going to give them a break over the winter. Let all this stuff just compost down on top of them. It creates a cover for your soil so you're not losing nutrients to the air just with the bare soil. And it gives them a little bit of a break since they've pretty much been planted in non-stop for a couple of years. Parsons.
Yep. Well, that looks way better. That looks way better.
Yeah. Needs to be set back down on the ground straight too. It's lifting up.
That's all dead. Maybe.
We're gonna have a lot of loofah coming up through here in the spring. Pull out. All right.
You want one of those buckets?
Actually, we're gonna harvest the potatoes down.
No, we just did that.
No, we got a bunch of potatoes to harvest in these two beds here.
Like this one?
This one and this one have potatoes in them that we need to harvest. Where do you put the radishes?
Right there. I need something.
I've got the little handheld.
I need something to get in here.
And now I lost it.
I don't know what you do with it.
Oh no, I didn't find it. This was just the rake. That's what it was.
If you got potatoes in here, I ain't found any yet.
Let me see that.
Found one.
Let me see that rake. Oops.
Nice potato.
It's hard to find them. since it's frosted and you don't see where the plants are. Didn't find any?
I found a couple. Right there. Oh. Didn't we already harvest those?
In the spring, but these were the fall ones. We need to get
Well,
these.
surely I'd have found more than
These
what
were
I found.
actually volunteers too, from potatoes that we failed to get out of here in the spring when we harvested. So they went and grew new potato plants. I didn't see any. So you only got like 4
I got
out
like
there?
4 or 5. I got a nice big one out of there.
Okay.
Where's the handheld hoe go?
What?
The hoe.
Here's a potato.
This, my darling. That dirt looks really good.
All of this dirt looks great.
Like, you can't even buy dirt like this.
This has been.
I think the most would be like that black cow stuff, but that's not even really dirt. It's like,
This has been in the making for about 2 years. This is 2 years worth of
whenever we got that tractor.
just, well, you know, we put in the cow manure and then we topped it every season with rabbit manure and chicken manure. All right, we're gonna move down to this one.
You ain't covering this?
We will when we get some more.
I think we need more dirt in all these.
Well, they need to be topped with rabbit manure. So this one I know has potatoes, at least on the one side. All of these radishes need to come out. So we'll get in here and pull all this out pretty much.
All right, just all this?
These are radishes.
Yeah, I see
These are the daikon
Yeah, these are the good ones.
radishes that you
For-
can make kimchi with.
Yeah, kimchi.
So these are nice size radishes.
I'm just gonna.
The green tops will go back in here
All right, then let me break these off.
for compost. Looks like the dogs have been digging. These were the ones that I pickled that year that they said smelled like pickled hearts. They're very strong. But yeah, if you wanted to make some kimchi, these are what you need.
I do love me some kimchi. All right.
These are good sized daikon. We put all of this green stuff. And here's just a bunch of beans. We're just going to drop that in we need to put probably all our radishes in one box. All our potatoes in another. Because I have one. See, this is what a daikon radish should look like. That's huge. Cows may eat the tops of these versus us just letting them break down over the winter. Fertilizer. Green fertilizer. Some of the potatoes have turned green because they were up on the surface after the frost killed their parents, their parent green tops. Any of the beans, just leave them in there. That's great nitrogen. You got the little hoe through here. The potatoes would have predominantly been on that side.
Well, I guess we get out of here. So I'm getting my pants all messed up.
There's one right there, babes.
Oh, it's right over
There's-
here.
That's probably one of the originals. Just throw it into the compost.
There's one over here.
There's little cabbage over here that's not doing that great.
Pull it up.
It's getting eaten up by everything. Good. We'll leave this one. It might do something.
Oh, look at this one. That's all of them.
Alright, so let's put all this green stuff back on top here. Break down. Smooth out our dirt.
I just pull this up.
Hold on. Alright, so we're gonna need, I think we'll get that one put up. We'll put all our radishes and stuff.
That is supposed to be a box, right?
Huh?
This corner is supposed to be a box.
Yeah. It is. So we're having a little brick fence put around our pool. So in the background, if you hear some banging, that's what's going on right now. Alright.
Let me get this little basket.
Yeah, so ideally you harvest your potatoes right before frost so that you don't get all these stuff that's died.
Come here. Come here. Come. They listen so well.
These little tiny ones, just wash them out and boil them with a little water over them. rotted. Always lots of barking going on in the background around here.
You are going to get the girls in Pierce at school, right?
Emma?
Yeah, they said you're going to get your nails done and stuff.
Not with Pierce.
I'll get Pierce and you can go to the bank.
I was going to take them this afternoon after Edie fed the animals and out.
That ain't gonna happen. You know that.
Why don't I know that?
If you come back, you ain't leaving. I know how we operate. I don't do that
Actually,
either.
I was thinking about doing it Monday with them. That would be better.
Can't do it Saturday, hunting.
Huh?
Hunting on Saturday.
I know, I work Saturday, but I was thinking Monday I'm off and they're off for the holidays.
Yeah, you can do
So I
that.
think it would be better to do it Monday because my back will hopefully be better. Because right now it's pretty miserable doing anything.
And you all go, and then me and Pierce will just go hunt. You guys are in town. Is that my plan?
I ain't gonna like it, but you'll have to get over it.
I need the handheld. I think I already got it. I just didn't get it here. Oh, that's not all.
These were up on the surface. That one's okay. That one's probably okay. Got all these little peas in here that really hadn't done anything. I'm just gonna pull them out.
You don't want these peppers in here, do you? They're gonna make pepper seeds.
No, they're coming out. We're gonna just compost those.
In here.
You can throw them in that one behind you. Let me see the. So you just pull this out, throw it over there in the compost. The little meat birds are really happy to be out.
There they are.
All right. Now, what's up, Allie? Hi, Mama. All right, all this can just go
Put it on a
into.
bit.
Huh?
Back.
Alright, so the other spot that has potatoes is going to be this back bed. We'll move back there and get those.
You know what else it has? Grubs.
Well, they're dead because I
No,
treated
they're
it.
not. It's moving.
No, I treated it.
Well, I promise you, it's moving.
Yeah, they're partially alive. So we have had a lot of trouble with grubs eating the roots of our vegetables. They're very devastating to a garden. And I ultimately used a commercial grub treater in all these beds because most of the natural remedies that I looked at took somewhere between 1 and 2 years to get rid of them.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
If you want to plant anything before 1 or 2 years, then you got to get rid of the grubs because they will devastate a harvest of anything. Very destructive to growing anything. They eat the roots of the plant, so onions, potatoes, especially root vegetables, are highly susceptible to grub damage. If you watched my YouTube video on sweet potatoes, see how bad they can be on a harvest. I need a little bucket out here to put these grubs in. Yep. Oh, don't pull up my onions over there. I'm gonna
I didn't think
transplant
that you
those.
wanted it pulled up.
Yeah, there was a few of those. I planted onions in the spring or in the summer, trying to get a good harvest of onions that I'd grown on my own from seed. But the heat was just too much on them. Didn't really come up well at all. Most of the potatoes that I'm seeing are Kennebecs, the white ones. They're good for frying, baking. They're a lower moisture potato, so they do fry really well. So in East Central Alabama, your spring crop of potatoes would go in February, and in the fall you would want to plant your potatoes the 1st of August. And you do need to use specific types of potatoes in this area, making sure that they're ready by the time your harvesting season is over. You have kind of a short window on potatoes here in the South. So we grow specific potatoes that mature in about 90 to 110 days.
Running out of room.
More potatoes than I realized we would have.
We didn't even eat all the ones from last year, I don't think.
A lot of those are sprouting, and I'm going to use those to plant in the spring. So in February, the ones that...
I need to get another container.
Yeah, we got one. Milk cartons.
You want me to just put them in the wheelbarrow, or do you want another basket?
You can put them in the wheelbarrow, that's fine. And my back is really limited. So my back went out 2 days ago now. And I'm having trouble straightening up.
We're just getting old. Well, I'm not good.
Yeah, I put a thick layer of rabbit food in this bed
Well, this would be
in
good
the
then.
spring. Like I put probably a 2-inch layer of rabbit food on the top. Excellent for the garden. So we do eat rabbits, but I keep rabbits more for the manure than for the meat. Coming up on Thanksgiving, we're gonna butcher 2 rabbits for my rabbit and dumplings. And they're grilled. There's a good one. Where'd the onions? Oh, you set them aside.
I didn't touch them. I just put some things I got in.
You know, all the potatoes in here were volunteers, owned potatoes that we failed to get out of here in the spring. The green one.
Put bricks in it, so they have cement.
What some of those packages were?
That's mortar. I thought they have to put cement on the bottom for the bricks, the foundation, or the footers, or whatever it's called.
Already went through that pretty well in
Yeah.
there.
Tried to make it. Hey, at least you got some help today
I know.
out here.
Makes a big difference.
Even if I am on just the muscle. Hey, that's done a big help though, the bricks and the mulch around them.
Yeah, but all this grass used to be sprayed. And it's really invasive and hard to get out once you get established.
Look, there's a hole on, you can see where it's sprayed. See? All
Yeah,
that
but
mulch
you see
underneath
it all coming in here.
Yeah, it's going in over the mulch. But yeah, we'll definitely have to spray it. Looks good.
So how many of the potatoes did we get?
And we got almost half a wheelbarrow. But you're forgetting that we already did. We got that whole wooden basket in the garage full of potatoes.
From the spring, I'm just talking about this harvest. All right, moving right along. Oh, my back. Straighten up.
Bet you take a shot of moonshine, you'll feel better.
Maybe. Now we're gonna move
I don't even know where to begin with that. That's all.
that's cilantro, but there's carrots mixed in with
Yeah,
it. So we gotta.
It's gonna be impossible without messing up this cilantro.
No, we can find the carrots in here. Most of the cilantro's getting ready to bolt anyway. But you see the carrots, the difference. in
Yeah,
those.
but they're not ready. Look how little these are. I'd say another 2 weeks.
Some of them are ready, see? Let's take the green tops off. Throw them in with our potatoes, I guess, for right now.
Not as big as the last ones you
Well, some of them can go longer. Like, check on them.
did. That's the
Yeah.
last one.
So some of them are just kind of crowded and they're not going to be as big. So these carrots were planted the middle of August.
Mm. Now, what did we learn about carrots last year?
Oh, that was cilantro that I pulled up.
What did I learn last year? Not to just stick them in the freezer.
Yeah. So the reason we've got carrots mixed in with our cilantro is because I planted carrots in here. They didn't do that great. And I had a bunch of cilantro. That's cilantro. Just read. I had a lot of cilantro that went to seed over here. And
Certainly smells good.
as a result, we have limited carrots and a lot of cilantro. Nope, broke that one. But it definitely makes carrot harvesting easier if it's not all mixed in with stuff.
Yeah.
But such is life right now.
I think this is all cilantro over here.
Let it bolt again so that I have fresh cilantro. These carrot tops can go back down. To the compost.
Or to the cows.
They don't really like them that much. They're bougie. Carrot tops are not their favorites. Little carrots, they probably need more time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check that gate. Battery.
Got a yellow carrot. Alright, in through here I've got a bunch of cilantro, but I've also got some beets that need to be harvested. Some of the tops on these have probably gotten a little hard. They certainly could have been harvested a little sooner.
I start on these buckets.
So that's all turmeric. Yes, give me a second. I want to
I'm
video.
just trying to help. I got 45 minutes before I gotta leave.
I know. Check those carrots down at that end bed and see if they're ready. If they're still, they were planted a little bit later, so they may be a little too small.
They're tiny,
Okay, just leave them.
like this size.
Yeah, just leave them. They need longer. Alright, so I'm going to be going through and getting out all of our turmeric out of these buckets. So they come out like this, the little ribosomes. That's the original piece that was planted, kind of rotted. Really nice. These are pretty tightly buried in here. Oh, I try not to break them like that, but sometimes getting them out is very difficult. They get kind of packed in here. ginger is kind of this whiter color. It's the original. We're going to just toss that out. Probably gonna have to get a little spade to get these out. They are very deep. Alright, back with a spade. See if we can get these out a little bit easier. Again, this is a turmeric. It's orange. This is a really good harvest on the turmeric. So each of these big bunches like this started out with a piece about like that was planted in the spring. This turmeric can be dried and then ground, or dehydrated and then ground into a powder that you can use in cooking. It adds a bright yellow color to anything you add it to. It's extremely good for you. Here's the original piece that was planted. It's about spent. About all the excess dirt. As it dries, it'll kind of shake off. And then before you process them, drying them or whatever, you can wash them really good and kind of clean them up a little bit more. There's another big bunch right over here. So I try to pull most of these little roots off. The original one. I'm gonna keep that one. It's very much spent. part here is really not that good. It's where the base of the plant came out. It's pretty tough. A lot of roots come off of it. It can be salvaged, so we'll hang on to it. But mainly what you're after are these pretty little fingers. I think we've got the bulk of it out of this. Just go through with my little spade. Loki's always in the background, letting us know that he can bark. He's my very vocal border collie. Alright, that looks like that's it for this bed. I'm going to move on down the line through all of these buckets. So all these dead tops will go into compost. Now that's ideal, where you can get the root up at the same time you pull the tops off. If the frost had not hit them, it's pretty easy to do it that way. Sometimes this starts kind of rotting at the top. It's harder to get the ribosomes on the bottom up with the actual stalk. Beautiful turmeric. Like the original one, and we'll just throw that into compost. Back to that little piece that's right below where the green tops come out. Potentially some salvageable part of it. So we'll hang on to it. This is ginger here. You see the ginger's kind of white, has usually some pink tips on it. This is our original piece that we planted. So get rid of it. Ginger. Looks like this little box has ginger. All of these leaves were just composting. These are well buried in there. You really have to dig around and try to get them out. Work hard on getting these out. Buried deep down in there. All right, so we've got the fall garden cleanup pretty much done. These were our sweet potato beds. We've treated them for grubs. I picked up probably a couple of cups of grubs out of both of those beds. Got a pile of loofah gourds here and here that I need to do something with. All of the loofah gourd plant matter is in here on top of this bed, just being a ground cover for the winter. It'll break down and produce some good soil for the spring. We've thrown over a lot of our dead plants into our beds just to kind of provide ground cover. All of our turmeric has now been harvested. Out of all of these buckets, we had a really good harvest. Oh, there's some down here that I didn't pick up. We left all of our cilantro in through here. We pulled out the carrots. More ground cover compost over the beds. Same here. We've got some lettuce that we need to harvest. A few sweet peas in here that I left. A couple of kale plants that will continue to produce throughout the winter. So this is just another bed here, cleaned out with some composting dead matter. This bed we had garlic in the spring, so some of the garlic is starting to come up now. Now that we've got it cleaned up, it should start popping up everywhere. There also should be some garlic popping up in those cilantro beds, so we'll get those cleaned out in the near future. More just composting ground cover. Same with this bed. Same here. This was the one that we dug all the potatoes out of. We do still have some carrots over here that we're not quite ready to harvest, so we'll leave those for a few more weeks before we get them out. This was a radish bed, so we've just topped all the green top radishes off in there to break down. Some Egyptian walking onions. And then these were the potatoes and carrots that we harvested. Not too shabby, particularly for fall potato harvest. They don't do as well in the fall here in the south. This is my turmeric and garlic harvest, and I actually saw a pile at the end that I didn't pick up of turmeric, so it's a little bit more than this. I did go ahead and get my strawberries that were in this one box divided up. And now all of the little black boxes that I have in here have ever-bearing strawberries. So that's pretty much the gist of the garden cleanup. And I'll just have to address these loofah boards another day. I'm about pooped out here. This is about all I can do for one day. Nate's gonna haul all of our stuff up to the garage for storage. So the turmeric and the potatoes will just be stored in a cool, dry area. The carrots, we'll get those washed and into the refrigerator. And finally, on our fall garden cleanup, we did come through here and get out all of the weeds, remulch, and we've planted little strawberry plugs in here that will begin producing in March. These are Chandler June-bearing strawberries, but here in the south we produce strawberries as early as March. I do have quite a few ever-bearing that made it through last year and through here. Most of those little plants could really be divided up. I just haven't done it. But this will be our strawberry plant patch for the spring. We should have a lot more strawberries than what we had last year. I did double my order and filled this area in pretty thickly.